And it looks like we're live. Yay.
Yes, baby.
How are you? How's your week been?
Week has been it's been cool. It's been cool. Nothing too exciting, nothing too down. So really just really smooth, really neutral.
This is very neutral,
Yeah.
flat as a
I
just a
needed
solid line just right across.
I needed it. I needed this very flat week.
How's Vince? I saw that he's getting back in the gym. He's doing a lot better. Shout out to Randy for
Shout out to
just like being amazing.
yeah. Randy kept him alive. So that's always good. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. He's like trying to get back into the swing of things. He said he lost a lot of his strength. So yeah,
Listen,
so he couldn't live. So I guess I'm the strong brother now. Just got to do what I got to do.
yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Um,
Yeah.
it's fun. It's interesting when he was like recalling how it felt and what he was going through. I was like, I forgot about how cold it is and trying to keep yourself warm. I forgot about all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, yeah, I exactly felt like that. That was,
You mad had it. I didn't know that.
yeah, like, I want to say the first week of February last year.
Oh wow. You
Yeah.
had it. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh.
this is before they like announced that it was here. And so the doctors were just pumping, like they just gave me like hella steroids and antibiotics and was like, take this for your asthma. Cause they were like, is this pneumonia? I was like, pneumonia is bad, but this is not pneumonia. I know what pneumonia
Yo, man,
is.
it felt a little different.
Oh, it was like I was so cold. And my thing was, okay, I have a fever, sweat it out, right?
Mhm.
That's my go-to. Get a fever, sweat it out, drink some ginger ale, eat some crackers, you'll be fine. Just write it out, just like the flu. I sweat out my fever day 3. My fever came back that night. Sweat it out again twice day 4 and came right back. And I was like, okay, and then I didn't realize I was moving in slow motion. I couldn't breathe. I like called my neighbor and was like, I need you. Take me to emergency. I don't know what's going on. And she was just like, do I get an EpiPen? No, EpiPens are not, this is not the scene for EpiPens. Where's your asthma medicine? I was just like, oh my gosh. So I just did a
Like
virtual visit.
right.
As I go to the pharmacy, pick up all this stuff. Here's my card. And she's like, okay, I got it, got it, got it. I was like doped up. It took me like 3 weeks to recover.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah, it was
You
it was a lot.
had, you had every symptom then.
Oh man, it's bad, and that's why they're telling me that I should get the vaccine because my asthma it would make it like would just compound it because I'm already what is it immunocompromised. So
Mhm, mhm.
um, it's they're like yeah, get the vaccine because it'll help blah blah blah, and I was like okay, all
Yeah.
right,
Yeah, but the way he was talking about it was really scary. He didn't really give me all the intimate details that he even gave y'all. He don't tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw him, but it was like through the door. So
uh,
some of the stuff he was telling y'all, I wasn't privy to the information just because he don't tell me nothing. He's just like, nah, I don't want you worrying.
be a better brother, Mike. Be a
No,
better
he
brother.
no, he just doesn't tell me because he know I worry. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
I mean,
that's right. You are a worry wart.
yeah, I mean, like,
Oh,
if it means anything, like, we do everything together. So clearly,
yeah.
I love my family, but I'm very close to this brother. So you know what I'm saying? I don't want to. I would never want to know that he felt like he was, like he's gonna die or something like that.
It's listen.
Yeah, that was but like now that he's okay, it's just like now it's just a story,
Right.
like I couldn't have dealt with that as just regular old Michael. No, I'm not that kind of person. Regular old Michael, yeah, my brother was, yeah, he felt like he was gonna die and whatnot. Like, nah, that's not I don't deal with those kind of things too well. You know what I mean? And I love like my immediate family is my older brother, my younger brother, my mom, like that
Mhm.
like I can't deal with any of that. I'm the last person they want to tell anything
Oh,
because
that's terrible. You need to do better at handling this news. Like you gotta do better.
I love him so much. Like I gotta not.
Yeah, you gotta do better.
do better at. Okay, I'll
And
stop.
handling the situation. Like you can love them so much, but like my mindset is okay. All right, what are we doing? How are we progressing? Like anytime there's, and for me, it's always been action plan focused. So I know what it's like not knowing how hard it is to breathe and stuff like that, and just like being on the edge, like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to take my next breath. But you gotta know how to look. Like you got boys,
I do.
children.
I got children.
You,
They are my children. But I just like
sir.
with them it was so different. And this is what's different. With them, I know that they're not looking to anybody else. You know what I'm saying? They like if something happens to them, they're just like, Daddy, like do something. You know what I mean? So I'm a little more calm under the pressure with them. You know what I'm saying? But
Just
nothing major.
to everybody else.
Yeah,
Translate that. Just
I mean, translate to everybody, but they're not
yes.
looking to me. That's the thing. They're not looking to me. They're like Michael, and then they're just moving on. They're not,
I okay.
they're not looking to me to fix it. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. They're not looking
Well,
to me.
you don't have to worry either.
Well, I do. I do.
Oh gosh.
I do.
Oh.
And I won't.
Hey Kayla. I just need you to do better, Michael. I just
Okay,
need.
yeah, nah.
Hey Janai. Hey Antoinetta.
Hey, Lynetta.
Hey, really, TT.
Hey,
Hey,
Titi.
everyone. Thank you for joining us for another recap of Take a Space podcast. I am your host, Leah, joined here by Mike. Unfortunately, Baylor wasn't able to make it due to work schedule and all that kind of stuff. You know, got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
But this week, we talked about a lot.
yeah.
Hey, Lynette. We talked about a lot in this episode, and I want you, we talked about a lot. In this episode, what is one thing that really stuck out to you?
It was the conversation that you posted where we were talking about like relationships and basically taking advice and how do you like sift through the advice and um of course at the time of we were recording it was very new. The Derek Jackson situation was super new. So that stuck out. And just how to really sift through what is going on now with regards to like men in relationships and how men are expressing themselves about relationships. Um I just I don't like the feeling of women feeling disrespected, but I do like the feeling of men being honest about what it is that they want. I think that's what it's about. Like I said, it sounds harsh, a lot of it, but I just like I say, I like that men are being honest about who we are, so I don't have to lie because I don't like lying to women about anything. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you mentioned that in your recent, I think it's your most recent one that you did with Vince, or that you have out on your Mike and Vince Perkins page on Instagram.
Yeah.
Is that's what one of the points that you made there, which I find interesting when we get to this whole thing of men and women thinking the other doesn't have a big enough platform to state what it is they want or need,
Mhm.
when it's not. I feel like people need to take it just take it from both sides and see that each side has a platform and they're choosing to utilize it very differently, but because their markets are different, the each side thinks that the other has more ground, which is very damaging to relationships, in especially in the Black community. Hey Joshua.
What up,
Hey
dude?
Dad.
Hey,
um
I was about to say, hey, Calvin, that would have been disrespectful. Hey,
it's
hey, Leah's dad.
it's funny. He does introduce himself especially when I was in high school. I was like, just put people at a very weird situation. He'll introduce, I'm like, oh, these are my friends. He'll say, hi, my name is Calvin. And people were like, Leah,
all,
what do I call your dad? Just
like,
like,
all this time, though, your dad's name has been Calvin Johnson, and like that's a Hall of Famer's name.
I actually don't know anything about that. I just know him as
Detroit,
my
Detroit Lions wide receiver,
ah.
Megatron, whatever.
Oh, okay. All right. Right.
Whatever. You know.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
fact
I
that
have.
you don't know, I know he knows. He's not named after him, I'm sure, because he's probably older than Megatron. But whatever.
Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing.
But
But
as far as platform, like when you said platform, I like, and it's not a competition thing, but I think that it's your guess is correct, right? I I don't think that men in the black community do have a platform specific to voice grievances about relationships. Like
to
I don't.
what market? That's the thing. You
Well,
gotta you gotta talk specifically about the market because there are a lot, and I only know this because when I first got into podcasting, it was a running joke. I told my man to go to therapy, and he started a podcast. There are a lot of men who have a platform of some sort.
okay, we're talking magnitude. Okay, so we're speaking. What I'm talking about is magnitude, and you're talking about like me and the couple other guys that have a podcast. I'm talking about magnitude.
No, 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 no,
I,
no, no.
well, because what you're saying is that they exist. I'm saying in the magnitude that, let's say, the real, like the daytime talk, uh, daytime TV shows. And there are no men's, for
Where's
example.
the but you okay, just like and I'll say it to you like this. Um Women's soccer does way better than men's soccer, but men's soccer makes more. Why? Because people actually pay money. The advertisers pay money. They get paid way more than the women's, even though they've won championships like 3 or 4 times over for men, right?
Mhm.
But there's not a huge market of people who would actually pay to see the women play soccer. They are very good at what they do. They have significance in their field, but as far as them getting paid equally to men's, the market has to be there. And for all intents and purposes, the market that they do, it depends on the what you're weighing it on is the market. And because daytime TV was initially geared toward the homemakers, who would be at home, where is that market for men, or who would this kind of conversation be geared toward? Where's the market for that? We saw the market that of women who want to get married, saw the market of single black mothers, saw the market of women who are newly divorced and getting out into the field, or whatever the case may be. What market would this kind of conversation be geared toward?
Uh, See, and you're saying marketing again. It doesn't like. I don't think that that's my point. My point is not that the market has to be there. I'm just saying it just simply doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it just simply doesn't exist in a way where, because men are in relationships too.
Right.
It just doesn't exist, and when it does exist, it's not it's not uh it's not seen as valuable, unless it's like the panderers. The panderers are seen very valuable. You know what I'm saying?
Because they found their market.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
but that's the thing. It's like it's. I'm not talking about marketing. Like you can market anything to anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At this
Right.
point, you know what I mean. But I'm saying like there is no space. Whereas it's a safe space for men to just be like, yeah, I like this and I don't like that. It's not and I'm talking about within the context of relationships. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like Valentine's Day is for women. Sweetest Day is supposed to be for dudes, but it's for women. You know what I'm saying? Mother's Day is very well celebrated and represented. It's a lot of relationship stuff that's geared. A lot of relationship stuff in media is geared toward women, so that it doesn't leave space for a man to say, I don't think this, I think that. You know what I mean? And look, not for nothing, it comes off sometimes as rude. And I wish that there could be a middle ground, whereas it didn't sound rude or didn't sound, like misogyny or whatever, but it just, there's no space for it. It gets canceled or it gets kicked out of there. You know what I mean? And that part is like I think that it should. I think it's going toward that. The world is shifting toward letting those platforms kind of exist, but
Mhm.
yeah, but it hasn't been ever. Not that I've known. Like no movies are written. Even the men movies that are written are really written like The Brothers. That was a girl movie. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Asked my brother-in-law, like we were watching some show, and I was like, "Do y'all really talk like this?" He's like, "No,
nope,
this
not at
is
all.
this is for TV." No,
It, it's like I was saying that like for instance Michael Todd had a book, what was it called? I forget what it was called. How did I forget it that quick? But
I don't know.
his latest book, though, his latest book that he had out, me and my brother did a pod on it. We did it, a pod on it, and women tore us up. He's different. He's not like all these other guys. I'm like, yeah, but he's pandering. He's not like men don't talk like this. He's pandering. You do get that, right? And just like nobody got it. I'm just like, we don't talk like that. No, some men do. No, no, no. We don't talk like that at all. Unless we're around you and we're trying to, do what we do. You know what I mean? We don't talk like that. You need a book. If it's gonna be about men, it needs to be in our language so you can at least understand how we talk. It's just nothing out there like that. Even when it's written by men, it's still written in women's language. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it's
and we had a little bit of this conversation before, and I get where you're coming from, and no, I agree that there's not an equivalent of the male version of the real where heterosexual black men can talk about their version of life, whether in a relationship or whatever, that's spoken in their language.
right.
It's just not available on that scale. But what I will say is that because it is because social change takes a long time, and to now get out of the habit of men don't have feelings, or you're tough, just go ahead, suck it up, like you shouldn't feel any ways about whatever, like you knew Vince was gonna be okay, like why are you acting like that, why would you be worried, as a man, y'all are told so many different times to just like suck it up and don't have feelings. So when you do feel a certain way about a thing, whatever way that is, good, bad, or indifferent, people are not really sure how to process that because we have been like informed by the media. Man, y'all don't really have feelings.
or
Y'all don't really care about stuff.
or
Or
that is
you're easily dismissed.
or that it's less than masculine to feel about stuff, to feel some way,
Yeah.
which is the shame tactics that just if you a dude, it's just like, well, I guess I can't feel anything now. You know what I mean? It's just don't feel anything. You know what I mean? And it's like we gotta raise boys in that. We gotta raise, you know what I mean? There have been boys who turned to men who were raised like that. You know what I mean? Like myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so tough to navigate because you get two different messages, in the same thing. Men don't talk about their feelings, but don't talk about your feelings. Like the same, and
Right.
it's coming from the same women. And like for me, I be genuinely confused. Like I was just like, all right, I don't know what you want from me. I want to do what you want me to do, but I don't know what you want me to do. You know what I'm saying? Be independent, don't need a man, but feel unprotected in this from the same person. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well,
Right.
then I guess you need us for protection, but you don't need us. It's confusing. Like if you genuinely want to do something for a woman and like be there for a woman, that
Mhm.
kind of ideology is just confusing, And you want, like I say,
Don't listen, because I've said multiple times, don't put that on every woman.
but this is the thing. It's not. I can't put it on every woman, but be be fair. It's enough, and it's prominently represented in culture so much that it doesn't have to be you. Doesn't have to be every woman. It's so prominently represented in culture to where I don't need Leah Johnson to say it out of her face. You know what I mean? I don't need you to
Mhm.
say both of those things.
Right,
The
right, right,
woman who's right next to you may say it though. You know what I
right.
mean? And that's the problem. It's too prominently represented in culture. Those two things that are clearly opposites. You know, You can't not need us and then need us for like something. Got to give. You got to give up one. You know, and
Right.
I think
Right.
you want to give up the strong, independent thing. You know what I'm saying? Probably. It's just, whatever. You know what I mean? But just it's frustrating to genuinely, in good faith, come to the table and say, okay, I want to give you what you want, and then this is what I want. Now, what you want, and then two opposite things. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I said, and there's no platform to where a guy can say that. You know what I mean? Or if it is, then it'll be like, oh, you don't get it. Like, no, I don't. I actually don't get it. I don't understand this thing.
I don't think it's fair to say that there's not a platform because there definitely are some. They're just not as the platforms that you're talking about, the significance of the platforms you're talking about would be on the same level as um, the Breakfast Club or the Joe Rogans or the Real or any of those platforms that where you have listeners tuning in that they can hear honest conversation and what that sounds like, so that because it can be a very jarring thing if you're told as a woman reading these books, listening to the panderers, right?
Panda bears.
And and you're told that men should talk, act, think, feel a certain way. And then when you do hear how a man genuinely speaks, and it's like, whoa, I know you're not cursing, but it feels very vulgar. Like you're very rough when you talk to me. Like,
Yep.
what language is this? I don't understand.
Yeah, I purposely lighten up my voice when I'm talking to women.
You didn't have to do that right there. You didn't have to. No, you didn't have to do. Hey, everybody in the comments. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah, you
coming
behind.
back to you just a second. Yeah, I was involved in the conversation. It's a lot of work to host. Okay, I was just involved in the conversation.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
I'm
let's
learning.
see.
I'm learning.
Lynette said this a little bit ago. I mentioned exactly what Leah's saying in my episode for next week.
Yeah,
Girl, same
girl
thing.
in the neck.
KK, I don't know if you're clapping for me or if you're clapping for Mike or the conversation. I'm going to go with the conversation. Appreciate you. Really, TT, appreciate you for being here. Hey, boss lady Denise. Jindai E says, I am athlete. It's a great show by heterosexual black men.
Yeah, that's Brandon. I forget his last name, but I am athlete. Yeah,
I
but it's
figured you would know because I don't know.
yeah, but they're not. They're talking about their experience as black men in sports. You know what I'm
Yes, you
saying?
mentioned relationships specifically. Yes.
Yeah, relationship specifically is the thing. You know what I mean? Like, there's no like prominent platform for that. And look, I deem it to be the same thing as you're saying. You're right when you say, like, for instance, the NBA versus the WNBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, women get a platform to play basketball, women's college basketball and everything. You know what I'm saying? It's just not
Yeah.
as big. I do get that. But I'm saying, like, we still let women play basketball though. You know what I'm saying? We don't
Yeah.
cancel women's basketball. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, a lot of these platforms are not necessarily canceled. They're just misunderstood, I think.
Oh
I
yeah.
think there's just misunderstanding because there's not because I'm trying to think of women who really like sit here and are willing to listen to men speak the way they speak. Hey Rachel. Oh snap.
Hey,
Baylor.
I don't
Hey.
never do shit at work. I don't never do shit at work. I mean, it's still in company time. No.
oh my goodness, man.
Hey Baylor, how you doing?
What's up?
Mike and I were just discussing, do you feel that men have a platform? You equated it to the Real, so I'm using Mike's words. Similar to the Real, which is a daytime talk show for women. Um, do you feel that men have that same type of platform to talk about relationships, etc., for men?
Do we have one or do we need one?
Either or.
We definitely need one. We need the right. We need the right cats though, because we don't need any you know cats that we just finished dealing with last month. We don't need cats like that running it. We definitely
I,
need one,
I
but
agree.
with that being said, we don't have one.
Okay. All right. Janae brought up a show called I Am Athlete. She also says it's not just limited to sports. I listened to an episode the other day where Ocho Cinco, yeah, I said his name right.
Nope.
All of them cried talking about the loss and the impact it has. Check it out
Hmm.
when you get a chance. That's for you,
Yeah, no,
Mike.
I know. I've seen that show. It's fairly new. I would say that one, but yeah, yeah, there's one.
One
But they
There's
one
one. There's one.
No, I'm
one.
just saying that's one show that we can say kind of touches on the topics that you just brought up. But I don't think like they said, it touches around a lot of different topics, a variety of topics, not just sports, not just relationships, mental health. They talk about a lot of different stuff. But yeah, I'll say that one. I didn't really
Okay.
think of that one at first.
Um, really, TT said, I think men usually only get that platform when Kevin Hart, Nick Cannon, and the rest of the guys came in. But
JT,
what is JT?
but just
Was
talk,
it?
just talking. Is that just talking or just JT or
I
JT?
don't know what JT is. Wasn't really a talk show though. I don't. What do you? What is JT? I don't know what JT is. TT, you gotta let us know. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, nah.
But so the conversation, just so I can give you a little summary, we were just talking about whether or not men and women kind of have that same platform. Oh, but it wasn't. Oh, but it wasn't really a talk show. Okay, I got it.
Oh, yeah, not JT.
Oh,
I
okay.
got it. I got it. I got it.
Just you just flub fingered it. That's okay.
Yeah. So we were just talking about what that kind of looks like if men were to be able to get it, because for a long time, especially from a woman's point of view, not only are we told things about ourselves, but we're also told things about men as far as like how they should be approaching us, how they should talk, what they should feel, what they should think, things like that. And even as growing up, you guys are told walk it off, don't cry, don't feel feelings, things like that. And then you're 30, 35 years old, 40
One.
years old, and you're told, hey, tell me what you feel. And it's like, well, I just had 35 years of being told not to feel things. How am I
Mhm.
then supposed to express those feelings?
I mean, well, eventually, most of us are groomed that way. But I've been sensitive for the past 10, 15 years now, man. That's always been in me. But I have heard that, you bump your knee, get up, you know what I'm saying? Stop crying. It don't hurt that bad. But in actuality, man, we do suffer. You know what I mean? We cry a lot. We don't we don't let a lot of people see it, or we
Mhm.
don't talk about it as often. Um, that needs to change. That has changed.
You
But
said it has changed
more
or it needs to
men
change?
needs to. Well, what I mean, it has changed because I'm starting to see men starting to talk about it a little bit more, but it needs to be normal. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Um, so
I
so
think a lot.
we're getting there. I mean, no, I was gonna say we cry a lot. We cry a lot. We're emotional. Um, but at the same time, we do disguise it with our tough guy act sometimes.
Right. And I think that I think that the thing that's getting normalized, which is even better, is therapy. Therapy is being normalized in the Black community, and
Therapy and Jesus. Listen,
that's therapy, Jesus, right? But
listen.
that's being normalized, and it makes it a lot easier for us to express our feelings in a safe space. Because again, therapists are paid to listen, diagnose, whatever,
Absolutely.
and they're not there to say, "Well, why you feel that?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not there to do
You're
that.
not supposed to talk like this. What you talking
Right,
about? What do you
right.
mean?
Nerve of you. You know what I'm saying? Where's Derek Jackson when you need him?
Right. Lynette says, this might step on some toes, but I feel women benefit from insider information about men because typically we are the ones being played. I appreciate the legit men that give us honest tips on what to look for. Me personally, I didn't have a good father figure, so I welcome these tips.
Yeah, see, like that, but that's the thing that I always say. Like, I'll like on my show with my brother, we'll have women call in sometimes, or video in, and
Mhm.
I'll be saying this is how we think, right?
Mhm.
Because the movement of this is how we think, this is what we want, is prominent, and I've been wanting to do that. Well, I've been doing that on a platform, but it's just we're small, we're trying to grow, but it's like
Right.
we're saying men think this way. Men don't talk that way. Like the Michael Todd book we were talking about before Baylor got on. Like I'm like, we don't talk that way. And then
Oh, it's Mike Todd's book.
yeah, Michael Todd, yeah.
Oh,
Or
okay.
Mike Todd. Mike Todd. I said Michael Todd because my name is Michael. So
No, Mike Todd.
yeah.
Oh,
So Mike Todd.
okay.
So I'm like, we don't talk like that. Oh, you don't
Okay.
know. There's some men that do talk like that. I'm like, no, 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 no. We write stuff like that for you to hear, but we don't talk like that. And every woman is saying, no, you don't know. How you gonna speak for all men? We don't talk like that. Stop thinking we talk like that. When we talk like that, we have an agenda. It's a clear, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I just think that what she said is why I want to tell the truth all the time. I don't want to lie to women. I don't want to let them believe these Disney fairy tales because it's pun intended, it's goofy. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
it's not good. It's not good for anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Um,
So I agree with you. It was that Lynette. Was that who
that
was?
was Lynette. Yeah.
I agree with you, Lynette.
Let's see. Hey, Jocelyn. KK says, I can agree, but it also matters to me who is giving out this information, which brings us to our first question of the night. But we just got wrapped up in conversation, so I couldn't bring out the first question. Who do you take advice from? Who is your go-to person? And I'll let the guest answer first, of course. Who do you take advice from? Who's your go-to person to get advice?
You got it, Baylor.
Oh,
While you're thinking
wait.
about it, Baylor, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Baylor, I found out about Baylor rather quickly. We were late. We had a layover in LA. Baylor, of course, is from LA, and I didn't realize Baylor doesn't really give out advice. He'll say what I would do in this situation, or if you want to go here, it might take you a little bit longer. Um, we were trying to figure out if we can make it to the Hollywood sign and back in like 4.5 hours, something like that. But from where we were on the map, I knew it didn't make sense, and I was like, all right, let me hit up Baylor because he's there, he knows. So it's very interesting the way that Baylor gives out his information. Just like he didn't tell me no, he didn't tell me yes. He was just like, if that's what you want to do, but I'm gonna just let you know, 14 miles in LA can take 3 hours one way. So if that's what you want to do, you might miss your flight.
Right.
But I don't know. And that's how he always in it. I don't know. So
Yeah.
Bailey, did you have time to think?
Yeah. Uh, I don't know. It's hard to say who I take. I'll take advice for I can take advice from y'all. I take advice from Mike. I'll take advice from Leah, depending on what it is. You know what I mean? I'm comfortable with taking advice from people if I know they have the proper knowledge to whatever I'm looking for or looking at or want to do.
Okay.
But outside of that, when it's something that we're all experiencing, like relationships, mental health, things like that, I kind of stand back a little bit because everybody is different, every relationship is different, and everybody's
Mhm.
mental health isn't the same, and you can't approach everybody's mental health the same.
Right.
So whatever works for me is not going to work for Leah, it's not going to work for Mike. You know what I mean? What I would suggest, like I said, I'm not going to say you could you could take my experience and see how it could help you, but I don't know. Because you could take advice from somebody and that advice was for them. You know what I
Right.
mean? That advice could stop you, it could harm you, it could put you in a position that you're gonna have to go and look for some more advice to get you out of this advice that someone has given to you.
Right. Absolutely agree. What about you, Mike?
Well, I have a couple of uncles. A main uncle really, but um a married uncle. And he does a lot of the stuff that I want to do. So I don't really take advice from him necessarily. I just kind of look at what he does and kind of pick his brain.
Mm.
I don't even think he knows that I be doing that. I be like when I talk to him, I keep him like an hour and a half longer than he expected to be around me all the time, just to like just to pick his brain, you know. So I don't. And as far as like like legit advice, like I don't know if it's anybody who I'll just say, "Well, what would you do here?" or whatever. But that's like the one person I know that I talk to, and every time I get some kind of gem or something from him, or if he just tell me he did something, I'll be like, I didn't think about that," you know. But yeah, advice is really tricky. You know, it's really
Yeah,
tricky.
it is.
Yeah, you know, just like Baylor was saying, some stuff works for certain people, but it has to come from a space of not being like, because some people give you advice because they're jaded. You feel me? Like
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
relationship
Absolutely.
advice is so tough to take from people.
Mike, you ever got some advice that it seemed like it was coming from like some revenge?
Yeah, yeah.
You you can't take advice from a battered person.
Right, I'd leave her if I was you. Like it's like, hold on.
Exactly. Like, bro, she just ate my ice cream. That was it. I just got
Yo,
upset
that's the
about that.
end
I'm
of the
like,
relationship right
Leave her.
there. Don't nobody touch my ice cream. You're
Don't
right.
nobody touch my ice cream,
You're
son.
right.
Son. Nah, but it's you know, you have to know the person. You know what I mean? But I think that we can all kind of, you know, gauge, you know, where the advice is coming
First
from.
of all, you're giving people way too much credit because there were a lot of how many people were following these
Six
other ones?
six
Six.
million
No.
cumulative. And if you're looking for an exact uh demographic, I'm gonna guess that 99% of it was black.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not accepting that
Oh,
percentage. I
oh,
will.
so
I will accept the
hold on,
number.
hold on. So you don't think it was black women?
I don't. I'm not going to say all of the. I know that there were black women following him, but I'm not going to say that
Oh,
all
there
6 million black women came together to follow this man. I feel like there were men in there too. There
were
were other ethnic groups in there too.
word.
Yes,
Leah,
You are, you
Mike,
know what, Leah, you are very optimistic. I love your just
I
optimistic
am. I am.
disposition. It is very nice.
I like optimistic people. Let
See,
me Leah, let me say this. I can look at people's stories. I could watch their photos. I could be around them and take advice without them even saying anything. You know what I mean? So I can see
yeah.
how they walk about their everyday life, how they treat
Hmm.
their wife or husband, and say,
Yeah,
that's
that's
interesting.
That's what I do with my uncle. Like yeah, I see him around his wife all the time. I see how they interact. You know what I'm saying? I can kind of tell when they ain't feeling each other. I can, you know what I mean? Like the whole nine. Like, and I just observe. You know, I just
Hmm.
observe. I mean, and sometimes I ask him direct questions. Sometimes I've said something on my podcast, and he'll look at me and be like, "That was a good one there," you know what I'm saying, or something. You know what I mean? But like every now and then, like I just get little stuff from him, and he's not that much older than me. You know what I mean? He's maybe like 11 years older than me, but you know, he's an uncle nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
it's just like a lot of the stuff he does, I want to do. Like I want to eventually be married well, again. But I don't want to go into it the way I went into it the last time. So it's a lot of times where I'm just paying attention to people who I think are good people, just
Yeah.
good at heart. And then it's just like, well, he's a good person. What is this good person doing? And how is this good person navigating relationships? You know what I mean? You know, and it's just
Hmm.
very like it's easier that way. Like the way Baylor said it. It's easier that way.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm okay with taking advice from an old Southern man. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Just a
Because
random
they will say
Southern guy.
yes, yes, and because
His
they will say something,
last name has to be Jenkins or something. Like
and
that?
they gotta have that cigarette sticking out the side of their mouth, and they
Oh,
know
Because
how to
there's no
fix
tooth there.
carburetors.
The side tooth is gone.
But they will
side.
say something. They will say something like, "I'll ask them. I'm like, man, look, you've been married for 50, 60 years. How do you do it?" And he'll look at you and he'll be like, "Son, you need to know when to stand up and know when to shut up. That's all I need to know. That's it. I don't need no paragraph. I don't need no bullet points."
But they like all
I
those
know.
sayings, though, like what I find, like they come from a genuine place, but I think half the time they don't know what the saying means. They just give it to you. You know what I mean? You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Like, hey, my man, I wasn't asking about. sometimes the river
Mike,
runs. Sometimes the river
he ain't
runs
lying though.
downstream, and you gotta put one foot in and put one foot out and do the hokey
This
pokey.
is okay. First of all, this is you coming from the north. Like, how many times have you been to the south, Mike?
Like 7 times.
And see, yeah, no, I can't. I can't take you seriously.
Well, that's I'm saying, like
I
all those
can't.
sayings, like you don't understand all those sayings.
Look, I'm just saying,
Man, look,
from
look,
a person who
you
lives up the way from Murder Mac, I can't really take you seriously. Okay,
You keep saying the murder Mac like you've been here before. We don't
I'm
let
just,
people who ain't
I'm
from here
just saying.
say murder Mac.
I'm just saying.
hey
We don't let
Mike,
people
hey
do that.
Mac, if you walk into an establishment with a girl that you just now like you dating, and one of the old heads pull you to the side, he said, "Man, you better leave that cat alone for it skin you." You don't know exactly what he's talking about, but you know what he's talking about.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I've been I
Oh,
I remember I was out with a young lady. This is years ago, and an old fella he pulled me aside and mumbled some southern saying in my ear, and was like, and I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't know what the hell he's talking about there. It's just like they don't like. I don't get it. I never get it. It's always skin the cat. Whatever you just said, it's always that. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Hey,
all
hey,
right.
a dude asked me. He said he was like, "Man, how many girlfriends do you got?" This when I was younger, and I'm lying, of course. I was like, "Man, I got a lot." He said, "That's your problem. I got one." And I was like, "Aren't I winning? I got more girls." Then I realized that's a headache. That's a
nah,
headache.
there you go, headache.
That's a headache.
And
I
not and
understand what you're
Listen,
going
not
through.
and it's not like you think like it's 1 to 1. No, it's exponential. It's like you get one girl, that's one headache. You get 2 girls, that's 4 headaches. Like it's
Yeah.
exponential. It goes like this.
But Leah, sometimes you can sometimes to get back to the point, sometimes you can get some advice that don't mean like I'll listen to people and people it seems like people just want to give you advice just to sound cool. Like, bro, I just asked you for some directions, but they trying to give me advice on life, and I'm like, this is not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Uh,
I don't want this kind. No, no, no. Let's see. Janai says Jackson and Kenyatta, her husband and mentor. If y'all don't have mentors in life, get you a mentor. Somebody who's good with you. Get you a good mentor. Really, TT says it depends on what the topic is. Well, I just said you can choose
Yep.
a topic and then you let me know who gives you advice. KK
Mhm.
says if you say do as I say, not as I do, and
Trust and
believe
believe.
I won't be. Listen, I feel like those people who are like, do as I say, not as I do, stay doing something shady. They
Yes.
stay doing something shady.
Sound like my dad.
Let's see. Jocelyn says someone that's been through the same situation. Okay, okay.
Leah, if I tell you don't put your hand in that pot, it's hot. What you gonna do?
Listen, why am I in the kitchen? You know what? My book's upstairs. I have no reason to be downstairs in this kitchen for no reason. What?
Exactly. See, can't take advice from everybody.
See, mostly my older sister, but in general, I'm looking for non-judgmental people. Definitely someone who doesn't think they have all the answers. Someone that helps me get to the decision on my own. Going to therapy has set me up like that. Yeah, that's good. I think that when you have somebody who's unbiased, it's also good to have that vulnerability because if you only tell them half the story, whatever they tell you after you tell them half the story, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah,
be the
you're gonna
thing
get that
too.
half
Like
answer.
some people don't give like a doctor can't properly diagnose you if you don't tell them everything that's going on, right? So like some people are so they already know they wrong. And they'll say, yeah, and then they just hit me, whatever. And it's just like, oh, you need to get away from that. But they don't say that you kicked them, punched them, and slapped them before
Right, right, right,
they hit you. It's just like now the advice is just it's null and void. You know what I mean? You
right.
know, I just recently, recently got back into therapy. Therapy is, you know what? Therapy is cool. therapy is cool, especially if you're a dude, because I don't think we get this. You can just talk. Like it really is just you talking, and then a person sitting there saying, yeah. And then you just talk it out. And it's not like you're working it out on your own, but it feels like it. It's like everything starts to make sense. You know what I mean? And it's like, and it's some person that's not like a brother or like an uncle or
They don't
something.
necessarily have a buy-in. Yeah.
Nothing. They have no. So you can trust that whatever they're gonna say to you is probably gonna be. And then you don't know this person, so telling them the absolute truth like means nothing unless you're plotting to do something ridiculous. But telling them the truth,
I mean, even still.
yeah, telling them the truth is just it's like it's advantageous. So you just like I want to tell this person everything. I did this thing. It was wrong. You want to tell them the whole story. So I
Yeah.
don't know. Like I recommend therapy for everybody, man. It's a good deal. It's a good deal.
Um, Good plug. Let's see. TT says it depends on what the topic is, what the topic consists of. Sometimes Jesus and Google.
Jesus and Google.
I feel like
I roll with
you
that.
you just need to get your internet services revoked at this point. This is the second live, or you're just jumping off the deep
Ask,
end at this point.
I mean, hey, I mean, I
are
understand
you
where
old enough
TT
to ask
coming
me?
from.
Side teeth matter, huh?
I said, is she old enough to ask Jeeves?
Yeah, I was gonna say she's your age, but she's actually not.
Hey, nobody's my age.
She's a little bit younger, a little bit
A
younger.
little bit younger, right?
She's a
Right.
little bit younger. Yes, we know what Axe Jeeves is.
Older than you.
Yeah, she's Honey T is my older sister.
Yeah,
I have two older sisters.
that works. You got somebody.
Let's see. Am I caught up in the comments? Mostly. So okay, y'all confuse me with the conversations y'all having versus the conversations for here.
They need to stay.
Honey T says, "Listen to these new age people with advice isn't cutting it." So new age people, you're not wanting to listen to,
Oh,
and huh?
oh, Jindai.
This is she's talking to Janai, our other sister.
Yeah, I know.
Until Anetta says, if they have what I want, I will ask them for advice. Yeah, you kind of want to be like, do you want to be in this person's position? Lynette says they help to connect the dots like brain surgery. Yes, therapy is amazing.
Yeah.
Is who single? Because what? This is not love connection. What are we talking about here? All right, moving on. Moving on very quickly. Let's see. Do you think these relationship gurus offer advice for the benefit of their market? There was more to the question, but I just left it there. Is it ultimately for the benefit of the market? Because initially we talked about how when you are on a platform, typically you have a market. For example, The Real has a market of all the homemakers, people who are at home watching daytime TV. And I mean, that's who their market is because women were not really in the workforce when daytime TV became a thing. So do you think that the Derek Jacksons, who else did we talk about? Kevin Samuels, we talked about some other people too, but those relationship gurus, people who identify themselves as relationship gurus, regardless of whatever the scale is on, do you think that they are offering advice that is for the benefit of their market? Or is
Um,
it just pandering?
I mean, it's kind of hard to say the dude Kevin Samuels is pandering, man. It doesn't sound like he. It doesn't feel like he kind of cares. He just gives whatever his opinion is because he can't be pandering to women because it just doesn't sound like he's pandering to women. But for Derek Jackson or Michael Todd or Devon Franklin or any of those
I
guys,
don't know any of those
right?
guys.
Exactly. But see, this is the thing; those guys,
No,
they
I take it back. I don't know. I know
you know
Mike
Todd,
Todd is
like
Transformation Church. I know Derek Jackson with his whatever. Uh, I've listened to a few of Kevin Samuels. He does pander. And I'm not just saying, and his market is not just black women though, because there's a lot of guys who call in as well.
well,
So
he doesn't really talk to guys anymore. He only talks to women.
Well, I'm
But
talking about his brand in
you
general.
can pander towards people that love to hear drama. So he doesn't have to just pander towards a certain gender or a certain demographic. He can just pander towards people that love to hear drama and jokes and
I,
things like that.
I'll do this for you. I do this for you. The the thing that of which I don't need the thing that what his platform and platforms like it, they're only giving the information of what guys think and what guys want, right? Like
Wait,
those
who are you talking about?
like it Kevin Samuels doesn't he's not like one guy. Like he is one guy, but he's not like for instance, I never listened to Kevin Samuels.
Hmm.
But my brother my older brother did, and he sent it to me. And I was like, oh well yeah, like clearly this is, he's just saying stuff that we want. But I may have listened to some other stuff. They are only so they're not, I guess their base for them is men. But it's funny, like this guy in particular, he just talks to women now. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like it ain't like black women are like championing him. Black women are like yay, but he's caking. You know what I'm saying? And women keep calling in. So I don't know if it's pandering necessarily, but I mean it may be. You know what I'm saying? It may be. I don't
Well,
know.
I can see if he was well rounded in certain topics, then okay. But as you just said, he's sticking to one lane, which is having women call in to slander them. That's the only video clips I see.
Everybody's chasing the viral thing, and it's just like always wanting to be viral or be relevant or whatever. So when you're not, because if Kevin Samuels was authentic in whatever he's doing, right, he would not have switched up to do these call-ins with these women who are saying, well, I'm a 10. Okay, so you're not Beyonce, you're not Rihanna, where's your modeling contract, da 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 da. Like, not, I mean, listen, I'm just saying, I'm just saying, he would not continuously do those type of videos if he was not waiting for that viral part of it. Because if you're in the news, all news is good news, regardless if you go viral for a bad thing or a good thing, right?
Agreed.
And even with Derek Derek Jackson, oh my gosh, he's such a
Whatever. Who said this?
huh?
Who said, is it a comment? I need to see it. I'm gonna go to my phone.
You
Put
can't go to your phone. I didn't tell you can't go to your phone.
I put my phone.
Let me see.
Looking at it. Is it a funny comment?
Hold on. Lynette says pandering is the word for the day.
It is. It
Listen,
is. Matter of fact,
listen,
Panda Bear. Panda Bear.
listen. Tony Gaskins gives great advice. I don't know who that
No,
is.
he doesn't. He's another panderer.
Oh,
He's another panderer.
well then.
No,
I don't know who that guy is. Who is
almost.
he?
He's another. He's Derek Jackson's cousin.
Oh, okay. All right.
Cousin.
All
No,
right.
I'm just playing. I haven't really heard a lot of his stuff, Lynette. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Let's see. Janai says, I think there are people who genuinely want to see people happy and try to help them achieve that. Then you have other people that are more concerned with building their brand. There's a lot who are more concerned with making $12 off of a book than wanting to see people genuinely happy. So I agree with you, Janai.
I agree with that.
That
I don't
is
trust nobody who got
And that
Google
says,
at
how
the end
dare
of their
you?
name anyway.
how dare you? What was going on? How dare you?
You
What?
said that
Oh
Tony
yeah,
Gaskins is not, yeah.
yeah. I would.
Who's the real one? That's Kevin Samuels, Johnny.
I,
The
this is
skinny
what I
guy in
would.
the shadows, that's Kevin Samuels,
This is what I would say.
who
I
looks
would
like the
say
white off
that.
the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's
Okay.
him.
Yeah. What I would say is that when listening to any of the information, a lot of truths, especially truths, are not comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So that if, for example, Derek Jackson is telling you, whatever he's telling you, or even Tony Gaskin or whoever, a lot of times, if the information seems comfortable and it doesn't hold you accountable, then it's probably not good advice. That's how I gauge it. That's why when I say I can differentiate Tony Gaskin from any other person, or Kevin Samuels from any other. Like I can differentiate all of them because if the advice holds you accountable, then it's probably good. Even if it's harsh, you know, it's probably, you know, like the hard thing to do is usually the right thing, right? You know what I'm saying? The right thing to do is usually the hard thing. So like, even if whoever it is, you know, Tony Jenkins, whoever he is, whoever these guys are, if the advice holds you accountable, then it's probably valuable. That's how I gauge it. And that's how I feel like women and men should gauge it individually. There you go. So I've never heard Tony Gaston's stuff. I remember him being like a poet. He was a spoken word guy. But if his stuff just feels good, it's probably not valuable.
Janae says, yeah, I don't like him. Yes, the skinny guy in the shop. That's the way he records his stuff. If you look at Kevin Samuels, typically he's like in the shadows. He's just a skinny guy. It's almost like a speakeasy that he's recording from. It's ridiculous. I try my hardest to get with Kevin Samuels. I just can't, because he's not for everybody. I don't think that he gives the best advice for every person, but that's okay. Lynette says, well, then Tony Gaskins is super harsh and steps on all the toes. You know what? I hope that there are people who help you to be successful. I can't personally get with the guru who's, buy my book, multi-billion-dollar, whatever. Like, I can't. You're not here to help me. You're just here to make some money.
The guy who tells you how to become a millionaire by buying that book. When you become a millionaire,
I became a millionaire. You can too. Buy my book. It's telling you to write a book so you can become a millionaire.
You can you can build
somebody up without tearing them down. Janae says that.
That's what happens with muscles. Like when you lift weights, you're literally tearing down your muscles, only to build them back up. So again, it's pain. It's something associated with growth. Again, like I'm not saying
that's feel good pain though. I ain't gonna lie, that's feel good pain.
It is. Like I hooped for 2 hours and then I went straight to the weight room. Like the pain of it is a part of the growth. Like again, I'm not saying go to somebody who's gonna tell you you're stupid and ugly, but I'm saying like there has to be a balance from just listening to like guys like Derek Jackson shouldn't exist in culture. He shouldn't be able to hide in plain sight. But the fact that he was able to hide in plain sight is just like, how is this even possible? He's been doing this thing.
Are you serious?
We
cultivated this culture exactly for a Derek Jackson.
No. I'm saying that it's a shame that he was able to hide in plain sight. You know what I mean? Like or am I saying it wrong?
No, I mean I agree. He should not have been as successful as he was, but I feel like because of where we are in culture, this was breeding ground. Like this was absolutely good for him to come in, because we have a whole lot of situations where in society women are seen as valuable if whoever they're attached to, but if they can't find good relationships, because just like y'all have been told not to have feelings, we've been told that y'all don't have feelings. So when we do something and you don't like it, it comes across to us as being in another terrible relationship, because now we're not communicating with each other. We don't know what each other likes because I'm not willing to sit down and talk with you about it or whatever. And then now we're in this situation of, how do I talk to my man? How do I get a man? How do I build a successful relationship? And what I'm not hearing from any of these relationship gurus is have a conversation with your spouse or your significant other or your partner or whatever. Ask them what they want. Let them know what you want. But a lot of times we don't even know what we want. So if we can't convey that message to another person, then maybe it's not time right now for you to be in a relationship, and maybe you should work on the single version of you. But a lot of that conversation isn't had on a grander scale. So it's kind of hard when you're talking to somebody and you're telling them what men think, what men want, and it can feel harsh, especially when you realize y'all don't really talk like that in real life. Y'all don't talk like that. I'll say when I first started recording Black Horror Humor with you and Drake, and I had been in isolation for so long, I forgot how guys actually talk in real life. And there were a couple times I'm just like, hey, so, and it wasn't anything real drastic. I'm just like, so I'm still here, guys. If you guys want to soften it up a little bit, just a little bit for me, I appreciate it. And we're talking about horror movies. It didn't. No, it's not. It didn't get vulgar or anything like that. It's just like sometimes the way y'all talk, I'm not used to, and it's not that I took offense to it. I was just like, hey, so.
So see, but look, this is the thing. This is the thing, though, Leah. If we talk like that in front of you, that means you're one of us. That's how we view.
I don't want to be another one of the guys though. I'm trying to break out of that character.
But that's
no, but
cool.
I mean, no.
Cool.
Mike and Lee, like we are a team, right? We're family at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nothing. I'm not going to act different in front of Mike when Leah comes. No, Leah with us.
Yeah, she with
If you want me to, if you want me to come back for you to save you in that house, I'm not gonna be like, well, you know what? When she comes around, I act different anyway. So it really don't matter.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You gotta come back for me. You gotta come back for me.
Nah. That's when you
saying,
get.
I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying. I know there might be certain topics that, barbershop topics, I should say, that we might put on pause or we might lighten up when women coming around. But just in general, if we're all in the living room chilling, whatever I say to Drake or Mike or whoever, I'm gonna say it in front of Leah.
Okay.
And I would expect the same thing. Like if I'm sitting in a room with Leah and her sisters walk in, and it's like, and then
One of her
y'all,
9 sisters walk in.
First of
yeah,
all,
and y'all
I don't have
and y'all
9
come in and
sisters.
yeah, yo, it was like 11, if 11 of her sisters walk in,
Oh
and
gosh,
she
where we
speak
get
to
all these
all
extra
11
people?
of them, I'm gonna be right there. I'm gonna be the 12th sibling. Like, yeah, you said what?
Yep. And then if all 14 of them have something to say in return.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
I'm just waiting for all 17 of them to pull up because I'm the 18th one.
Right, because if all 20 of them, let's say all
I can't.
20 of them
I
are like
can't.
thirsty, then you got to go and get 20 cups.
Exactly.
I can't. I'm not even dealing with y'all right now.
The moral of that joke is it's a lot of y'all.
Yeah. Listen, and I love every last one of them. It's his delivery. Some folks aren't used to taking criticism, but I think it's breaking the people down while giving them advice that comes from the issue. That comes from him is the issue. Here's the thing about advice though. Like if it's truth and it does not if the advice does not uphold your reality, it can sound harsh. Just like if someone told you that, you're somebody told you something that's different from your childhood upbringing. Oh, well, some people are not, don't live together with unless being married. And if you find out people do that, that could be very jarring. And that could seem like, oh, clutch my pearls kind of moment.
Yep.
But there's with that criticism though, sometimes if it's coming from a good place, but I wouldn't take it from somebody with a platform like that. If it's coming from a good place, it should, just like Mike said, challenge you. And I know that we're going a little bit over, but I just wanted to get through everybody else's comments.
Are there any good comments about me?
No.
Only bad comments.
You specifically?
No.
Let's see.
I'm playing.
I'm more of a Steve Harvey person. Steve Harvey will give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, and he won't tear you down or leave you down. Here's the thing about Steve Harvey. All of his advice does not apply to me.
It's not even like he told y'all. Like this is the thing. Some advice, because he's coming from like the 3-month rule, for example, right? 3-month rule was a very it's it's very poor advice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the
It's
reason it's
trash.
poor, and the reason that it is because if I know you're 3 monthing me and I have every intention to do what I do, I will have I will have a 1 month girl, a 2 month girl, and then when it hits 3, then we are doing that. So it doesn't matter if you give it to me in the first month, the first day, or the 7th month. Whenever I get it, it's
Right,
the first day. It's the dumbest.
Mike.
Go ahead.
You. So I start dating. I'm supposed to stop having sex for 3 months because I'm waiting to see if you cool or not.
I'm saying no, Mr. Harvey.
Listen, this is
So
what I'll
what?
say
What?
about
What?
it.
So if I date 4 women each year, I won't be having sex all year.
Mm. And that's a shame. That's a shame. That's a shame.
Where is Marcy? I need to talk to Marcy.
What,
Oh,
Marcy?
Look,
Marcy already know. Hey, Marcy met me. Hey, hey,
What it
you
do?
better
What it
take this
is?
advice. You better take this advice. I got some good advice.
That's good.
I feel like with having these rules or parameters, there are things to just uh I don't know. They're like it's like another hurdle, like that push pull factor.
Mhm.
Prove that you want me. Give me attention. Show me that you want me more than just like sleeping with me or whatever.
Yeah.
Like prove that you want to do more than just smash. And it's like
I can just like,
we could have a conversation about that
yeah.
and what that looks like. We could set up boundaries and what that. Hey, the
Mhm.
expectations are X, and this is what I want, and this is what I'm willing to give. But coming out the gate, 3 months. Every new guy's got to wait 3 months. That's not a me type of deal. I don't. No, I'm not really. No.
I'm not about to wait
All right, Leah.
until to July 8th. You gotta be crazy. You telling me I gotta wait until 4 days
Did you
after the
count
4th of July?
out? Did you really count?
Now today is the 8th. Today is the 8th. That's what he said.
You
Uh,
really counted.
yeah, I think the
That's
guys though.
four. Hey,
I think the
that's
guys
four.
though
That's
that are
4 days
on.
after the 4th of July. I'm not waiting like
Yeah,
that.
it's not. It's not. But I think the guys that are on the Steve Harvey, Derek Jackson side of things, they give actual advice, and the guys that are on the maybe the Kevin Samuels Manosphere side of things, they don't give advice. They just speak about men and what they think
No,
and
and
what
we're
they.
gonna talk. We're gonna have a part two because I would actually talk about that, but because I feel like since you're not the market, they they give advice in a way that sounds to you like a suggestion, but to women because men typically communicate on the surface, women communicate under the surface. So it's like the inferences that are made. So I have to be a certain type of girl to get XYZ guy. That does not mean that I remain who I am and I'm able to achieve whatever the guy is. I have to morph into whatever that thing is, whatever that being is to achieve that type of guy. But that's how what my thoughts are on it. But Lynette says men aren't as emotionally attached as women. That's why he's encouraging women to hold out, so it's easier to leave if it doesn't work out. Lynette, honey bear, honey bunches, love, my
You
friend,
just hug, just
Can
my
hug
I?
her, just hug her through the live. Just give her a hug through the live. Oh,
Can I ask this question? Can I ask this question real quick?
yes, yes.
All right. So in July, I'll be married. I'll be married 10 years, right?
oh my goodness.
I'll be married 10 years in July, right?
All right, all
Okay.
Do you think? Do you think I that resume alone I could give someone advice?
right.
Just being married for 10 years,
Yes.
you might be
Whether
you might be
it's
able to say something, but I
okay,
mean, I don't know
okay.
how much
So
weight it's gonna hold.
all right, right, right. So what I'm trying to get to is that if you ask me how do I do it, you know what I'm gonna tell you?
What?
I don't know. I don't know.
Right, right.
I
Just
don't
have Nerf
know.
gun fights whenever y'all get into it. Like have out the argument, then pull out the Nerf guns.
I'm still learning about marriage, and I've been married for 10 years. I'm still learning.
Yeah. I mean, and two, it's like there's no like nobody like the people who tell you about that about they'll say something generic like it's communication. It's like nobody's gonna tell you what it really takes to be in their relationship. Because
Leah just said it.
it's something that you're gonna be like it's something that's gonna surprise you so much, and it's probably gonna be something that's just like, ew, y'all do that, or like, what, y'all do that? Like it's gonna be something that's so weird and so foreign to you that it's just like it wouldn't matter. It's gonna be so specific to that relationship, but
Well,
nobody actually said
Leah just said it. If you don't have a Nerf gun war, your marriage is gonna fail.
it's gonna
Off
fail.
top,
Fail.
it's gonna
You
Yes.
gotta
fail.
shoot your wife. You gotta shoot your wife in the eye with a Nerf bullet.
Listen,
Otherwise, how's your relationship gonna survive?
I just want you to
Exactly.
know my sister and I played back the part where you said I got shot in the lip and you know my lip is hefty. We hollered. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was
she
so funny.
she shot me right
Oh,
in my lip. I said, "Time out. This has got to stop.
Yeah.
stop
Time
the
out.
This got to
violence.
stop."
Honey T is throwing blessed oil on us.
Oh,
You can put that in the mail. Let's see. KK said, "Did you hear about the pack a group of guys made saying waited out until 95 days to prove to the woman they're serious, but then tell the woman it's over on day 96? Happened 3 times to the same woman.
mm, that sounds like
Wow.
This
that
this
sounds.
is why I don't want to tell people, like when people are like, oh, what is it that you're looking for? And then I tell them and then they try to pretend that they're that thing that I'm looking for.
Oh, I'm absolutely that.
No,
I'm that.
don't. No, I'm not. No,
No.
not doing that. Antoinetta says, "What if she asks you to go get tested first, and first no wait period? Just show me your health record."
Oh,
I don't.
Listen,
Lynette.
listen. Absolutely, everybody needs to get tested.
Let's do that.
Yes,
I see you,
get
Lynette,
your test
because
results.
yes,
Yeah.
because I know the other thing is you might want that skin to skin contact. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Man. Man.
Like
Oh.
that said, raw is law. You know what? That's
I don't think
crazy.
that's what
Like
Lynette
that.
said. I don't think that's what she said.
Okay,
I'm
that's
pretty
hey.
sure
Look, don't
Oh.
she didn't say that.
don't
I'm
take
pretty
advice from
sure.
me. Don't take advice from me. Don't do-
Okay.
No,
She
Baylor
said
said he's not the one. He's not the
hey,
one to give out advice.
raw is law.
No. Why is raw as law? Why is that a thing?
Goodness.
Is that on the shirt already?
It should be.
Oh, it's probably not. Oh,
It-
don't put it on the.
It's a
very good stuff.
possibility.
Yeah.
Baylor Honey T says that you need to just go lay at the altar.
Lay it
Oh,
on.
Yeah, but thank y'all so much for being on. Since Mike went first last time on the outro, I'll let you go first, Baylor.
yes, at Baylorism now because I'm still suspended on Twitter. Shout out at Baylorism on Twitter, and then at Baylor Great on everything else. BTG for president, overrun with BTG, part of the Rare Science Network. Black Horror Humor with this young lady up top, and
Ooh.
Mike. Mike was definitely on the episode too, where he turned me into a zombie and said he would kill me.
Yeah, you did.
Nah,
I
I
Yeah,
gotta listen to it again.
yeah.
That's so
Mike was
long ago.
Mike. First of all, Mike left everybody.
Oh,
Okay.
I,
Mike was like, Mike said, I am a strong swimmer.
oh,
So
definitely.
goodbye.
I'm an athlete, son.
Yeah.
shout
Shit,
out
I
to them
can't.
Detroit cats, man.
I'm
You
saying,
just
we got to be athletes here. Got to run from the cops or something.
Or
hey,
something. Or
yeah.
something. Or something. Mike.
Okay.
Or Baylor, is there anything else that you have coming up?
No, I was done. Raw's law.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Dad, this is the guy. Baylor is the guy. That's the episode I sent to you about a few weeks ago. Or was it was probably last month. But yeah, this is Baylor. Because my dad is watching. He wanted to know who was who. So yeah.
Oh, what? You
Yeah.
didn't tell me your daddy was watching? Oh my God, I'm in
her
trouble.
dad name's Calvin Johnson, man.
Oh my
Like
God.
Megatron, son.
Hey, she didn't tell me your daddy was watching. I could have
Oh
kept
my
it PG
gosh. You're so
13.
ridiculous. You're so
I'm about to get in
ridiculous.
trouble. I'm about to get in trouble, man. All her 22 siblings.
All
What are you
24 of them?
talking about?
No,
Mike, go ahead and
25.
sign out. Golly, I
All right,
can't.
man. Look, so it's Mike Perkins on IG, Mike Perkins on Twitter. It's Mike and Vince Perkins on what's that? IG and Facebook. Me and my brother do lives on Sunday, and we get live. And it's very fun. So if you are available on the Facebook, you should come and check us out. It's very fun. Every now and again, people call in. We put a number up. People call in. It's very fun stuff. That's all I got.
Because he never remembers. It's ORL
Oh,
Podcast on Twitter.
yes.
So make sure that you also follow them there because he doesn't care about this Twitter account, obviously.
Dude,
Obviously.
about everything.
He,
And then also too is MVP on YouTube.
y'all have a YouTube page. What?
MVP
On
YouTube.
YouTube.
Oh, and to my sisters, this is also Baylor who did my hoodies. So he
Baylor.
doesn't have his website up yet, but yeah,
Baylor.
this is the guy that does them.
So I can't wait for my Kobe to show up home.
It's on the way. It is on the way.
I told my brother saw it. My brother saw when you put it up, and I answered. I sent it from both accounts, and he looked at it. He's like, "Man, that's sweet." I was like, "Yeah, I got to come in the mail. Got to come in the mail. Get off me! Get off me! Get off me!" Nah, man, it's. I'm sure it's gonna be soft Egyptian cotton. You know what I mean?
I see you. We haven't watched that one yet. Well, Janae's asking a question about Black Horror Humor Review, which is the show that I do with Baylor and Drake, where we watch horror films and review them. We have not seen I See You Together. Baylor probably has seen it and doesn't remember. But but yeah, so we when we watch it, I'll let you know. But Janae, you have to watch Baylor. Is it what's the abusive one? The abusive ghost relationship? The one we just watched.
The one we
Lights
just
Out.
watched?
Lights
Lights
Out.
Out.
Is it a good movie?
Huh?
Is is that a good movie? Would you say that Lights Out was a good movie? He doesn't remember. It's okay. He doesn't remember. It was good.
Know. It was good.
Baylor don't be.
What was the grade that we gave it?
I think we gave it an A. I think we gave it an A. Yeah.
No, the last one we just watched was wasn't Lights Out. It was.
Oh no, it wasn't Lights Out. We saw Lights Out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, we did see it. We did see another movie. That's what caught him off guard. It's not. Yeah. So Lights Out wasn't the last one. It was the one before.
Lights Out was good. The last one we just watched.
See. No, the last one we watched wasn't good, but Lights Out, see, Janae, he remembered. He has to remember. Baylor got that memory thing. But thank you to Honey T. Thank you to K Byers. KK, thank you very much. Thank you to Antoinetta. Thank you to Lynette. Really TT, Honey T, Really TT Curves, Dad, Jocelyn, Rachel, Joshua. I said Kayla already. Jendai. I think I said Jocelyn. Boss Lady Denise, appreciate you. And if I didn't say your name, just let me know. And then I'll shout you out. But I appreciate everybody. Baylor, we're trying to help you from not getting in trouble. Start recommending good movies. Baylor don't be remembering his movies.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. He does not remember his movies. But thank you all so much for coming out. Please make sure you follow my guests and support them in their podcasts and their adventures in life. Baylor has some great content, especially when he's playing Nerf War with his family. Mike and Vince definitely have conversations that a lot of you all would probably be interested in, especially because Mike does like to go back and forth. He seems very quiet, but he can be pretty argumentative. And so it makes for fun content, especially when you're joining his live. So Thank y'all so much for being on. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Baylor. I appreciate you. Make sure y'all go support the people. Love y'all. Talk to y'all later.
Later.
Peace.